A police investigation is underway over the death of a youth who had jumped off an upper terrace of a building in Pasiala, Nitambua, while fleeing from the police. The investigations are headed by an assistant superintendent of police attached to the Kalaniya division.
CCTV cameras that were installed in a business establishment in Pasiala on the Colombo Kandy Road show a youth taking a leap from the third floor terrace of the building.
TV බලවල හිටිය පල්ලෙහා කෑල්ලේ ඊට පස්සේ කෑ ගහලා කෑවුණා හොරෙක්
I was watching television in the ground floor. Then I heard people scream thief. They then informed me that a person was on the upper floor of my building. Then I went up to the third floor. I saw an individual there. I asked him what he was doing there. However, he did not respond. I noticed a police officer on the road below. I closed the door behind me and went down to fetch the police. Then, through the camera, I saw him jump off the terrace.
තමයි මම කැමරාවේ දැක්කේ මේ යම් සිද්ධියක් තියෙනවා මේ මනුස්සයා පැනලිවිල්ලා අපේ කැලේට පැනලා එතනින් තාප්පේ පල්ලෙහාට පනිනවා.
An individual from Pasiala has thus leaped from the upper terrace of the building. He had been involved in a verbal altercation with a lorry driver while travelling in a motorbike last night. According to the statement provided by the lorry driver's assistant, the motorbike rider had been travelling in the road ahead of the lorry in a manner which obstructed the path. The statement adds that a verbal altercation has broken out between the two parties and the youth had hurled stones at the truck from another location. Later, the lorry driver and his assistant has caught the individual. When I went to look at this situation, they were dragging him by the collar. I asked why they were doing this. They said that he had hurled a stone at their lorry and they were going to hand him over to the police. The lorry driver and his assistant had thereby taken measures to hand over the individual to an on-duty police officer close to the location. The police officer inquired into the incident. At once, he slapped him on the face. The police officer assaulted him. He beat him at different places. He even kicked him. Then the police officer made a call requesting for a jeep, citing that an incident had taken place. Then the individual fled. The police officer beat him. In fear, he fled. The police chased after him. There was only one of them. We do not know where they ran off to. The motorcyclist who fled from the police officer had thus jumped off the third floor of this building. Later, the relatives had admitted him to the Watupitiwala base hospital where he passed away. The deceased was Gayan Pubudu Kumara, a 32-year-old. Our correspondent went on to say that the wife of the deceased was pregnant. The magisterial inquiry over the death of Gayan Pubudu Kumara was conducted by the acting magistrate of Attanagalla, Piyasiri Tambugala. When the police officer had attempted to apprehend the individual, he has tussled with the police officer and fled the scene. Afterwards, he had jumped off the third floor of the building and committed suicide. However, a separate independent investigation is being carried out over this incident.